Community says, I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do.
Here we
We'll get rid of
go.
the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the black culture and the hip hop culture. Where do you think that's made? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are not neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty ass attitudes, okay? I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well.
Welcome to World Moving Trend. On today's topic, we'll be discussing the boycott by black community in the United States of America. They are boycotting the Asian services and stores and all that, and this is because of the recent verdicts given to Rick Chow, the owner of a convenience store, and which went in his favor. And then black Americans are reacting to it. And note that everything discussed here is not to promote chaos, is not to endanger anybody's life, rather it's for educational purpose and to also to promote peace around the world and just hear the different views of different minds and how people are thinking. So let's dive into it. In 2003, or rather 2023, the case between Cyrus Kamak Belton, when he went to the convenience store belonging to this Asian American man, Richard, and apparently the boy went into the store to get some water, and I guess maybe did it, and probably just let's just say he took some water from the store without paying, and he then after ran or something like that from the videos of what I've seen and all that, and and they ran after him, and I think he was shot at the about. And the owner is saying that he's trying to defend his son and all that, and led to the boy's death. The boy died and all that. But right now, it's what is going on right now is that black Americans just recently this week, the case was brought back to the after so many adjournments, going back to the court, and then the court ruled in favor of the Asian American man who owns the store and all that, who said he was trying to defend himself. This has caused a lot of uproar in the black communities, and a lot of them are reacting by boycotting Asian services. And another fellow young man came up recently to make some statements about how black communities in America or around the world cannot do without Asian services and Asian products and all that. And this has made the black community really angry, and they've been speaking up and all that. We are here to bring you the reactions of different persons and different line of thoughts. Some are saying that let's do this, let's practically concentrate on the issue, which is the owner of the store and the death of a 14-year-old boy. While some are saying that they are not going to stand with that, and they are boycotting Asian stores. And the young man that made the statement, the man that made the statement, is also saying that he is right. He's saying that whether the black community likes it or not, they can't do without Asian products and Asian services. Sit back and relax. We'll be back after these reactions.
This is crazy. Now, all of this is coming off of the non-guilty verdict from Rick Chow. At the end of the day, Rick Chow did need the black community to set up shop here in the United States of America. He did need to come into our community in order to build an economic base for his family. We are talking about the ones that actually do come into our community and do usurp black dollars, because it is absolutely happening. When Asian people first started migrating over here by the droves, they were not allowed into black American neighborhoods. I mean, into white American neighborhoods. Why do you think that when we look at, of course it's like fiction, but it had like some, realistic historical context. The movie Sinners, you saw the Asian people where the black people were communing with black people. It's because we were the ones that accepted you all when you started migrating here en masse. Now you feel like because you got a leg up that you are a model minority and you're above black American people. And it is utterly disgusting to think, and stupid and diabolical to think, that you are the only demographic of people that own manufacturing companies. There's manufacturing companies in the United States of America. There's manufacturing companies in India. There's manufacturing companies in Europe. There's manufacturing companies in goddamn Africa. Yes, we know that you guys do things cheaper for pennies on a dollar, but you're not the end all be all when it comes to getting products, goods and services. Your Chinese restaurant, he contradicted himself, because all of the things that he described were things that they set up in our neighborhoods to thrive and to make a way for themselves here in the United States of America. You all have been incentivized to come and set up shop in our community, we know. But without being able to do that initially, you would not have been able to even build as much as you've been able to in the United States of America. We don't need you to cook us cats and dogs at these Chinese restaurants. We actually need to stop shopping and eating there. We do not need you to do our nails and our toes. There are many black nail techs that are actually way more talented than the Asian ones. And we do get, better service when we go to our own people. So you talking about, oh yes, please boycott. Don't use the dry cleaning. First of all, the first person that invented the dry cleaning was a black man. So without that invention, you wouldn't even be able to have a dry cleaning business. Y'all come into our neighborhoods and set up shop and then get mad when we're literally simply just saying, treat us like a human being. Don't racially profile us. Don't kill our fucking kids when they come into the store because you are assuming that they're shoplifting. That made you go on this rampage because some people would say, hey, maybe we do need to start boycotting. Absolutely. If you all acted like human fucking beings and stop thinking that treating black people bad is going to get you closer proximity to whiteness, then we wouldn't have these issues. Y'all love to ignore the elephant in the room. We didn't just come out of the woodworks. Nobody comes out of the woodworks calling for a boycott of any particular group, race, ethnic group, or businesses. It stems from it's a reason behind it. Who wants to get followed around the store, but yet you still want my money? We're not talking about what y'all are doing in Asia and the manufacturing. That doesn't have black people, black Americans are not the only people that get cheap ass products and services from over in Asia. It is American, period. America first. And y'all don't look at us as American, which is so stupid as well. But I whatever, that's a whole nother story for another day. But ultimately, you talking about some old boycott. No one's going to suffer if we boycott the people that are not doing us, that are doing us a disservice and racially profiling us. Those businesses are going to be the ones that lose. Those businesses are going to be the ones that tank. There are more of you in our communities than us in yours. So you talking about we got a Chinatown, we got a this. Yeah, and it's like y'all pack like sardines on top of each other. The Chinatowns that I see here in the tri-state, there's no more room for you all to open up more businesses. But guess what? You talking about liquor stores. We don't need liquor stores all over the damn place. We don't need that MSG Chinese food. We don't need you to do our nails. We don't need beauty supply stores. These are not necessities. These are not things that's going to help us live. So come again. Oh, you know what? Don't even come at all. What y'all think about this? Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Like, come on, bro. Y'all wouldn't even been able to have the Hart-Celler Act if it wasn't for civil rights. This is what's making me mad, is that y'all refuse to give black Americans credit or grace. Instead of acknowledging how you guys are anti-black and racist, you would rather blame us and point the finger for having an adverse reaction or reactionary abuse because we're tired of the fucking abuse. Bye.
Asian American businesses have been operating in black communities for 60 years. I'll say it again. The Civil Rights Act passed in 1964, and the United States opened the door to Asian immigration in 1965 to put immigrants in the way of Black people. And this idea that the tension between business owners and customers is one of mutual cultural misunderstanding that could be overcome if they just got to know each other better, the time for that has long passed. And as I've said before, the problem with framing the misunderstanding as mutual is where one demographic owns the businesses and the other demographic has to pay. There's no mutuality. There is a power imbalance. The only situation that I could see being beneficial at this point would require Asian Americans to be willing to leverage their ability to secure the business loans, to secure supplier accounts, and to attain business licenses, to open in Black communities specifically to hire Black people to work in the businesses and to provide the professional development opportunities so that Black people can become the leadership in the businesses in their communities. But I don't have a lot of hope that Asian Americans are willing to do that because the Asian American business owners that we see currently are not even willing to treat their Black customers as human. So I fully support Black people boycotting these problematic businesses in their community. And I want to say that I think another thing that non-Black people aren't aware of is that it is not as simple as boycotting the businesses and putting them out of business and then opening your own to compete. Because the system will find ways to still not give them the loans or rezone them so they can't open a business or not grant the business licenses. And suppliers are literally conspiring against Black people who have managed to open a business in their own community to not supply to them because they don't want Black people competing with the Asian American owned businesses in the community. So I wish that I had more to offer in the way of solutions, but I really don't. But please do not gaslight Black people with respect to what the issue is.
I couldn't wait to get home and do this video. This crackerjack right here, he was talking to y'all. He wasn't talking to me. You know why he wasn't talking to me? Because I shop Black owned. But let me show you. My hair products, right? Black owned. You know who this is. Black owned. Rice water, rosemary water, Black owned. Botanica oil, Black owned. For my locks, Black owned. If I wanted a dude, Black owned. Okay? For my kids, Black owned. Edge control, Black owned. Let me come over here. Edge control, Black owned. Now, if I wanted something for my body, Black owned. Y'all know who she be. Black owned. Okay? We get this? Now, if I want to wash my face, Black owned. Okay? If I wanted to smell good, Black owned. Let me open it so y'all see. Black owned. If I wanted my house to smell good, Black owned. And all of that right, Black owned. Black owned. If I wanted to wipe my butt, let me turn this around, baby. And I just got a package for 2 more. Black owned. If I wanted to wash my clothes, Black owned. Black owned. Vitamins, more vitamins. Black owned. Okay? Black owned. Now for my hormones and stuff. Black owned. But if I wanted to sage out my house, I can't find my other ones, but baby, Black owned. Black owned. Everything in my house is Black owned. I support my Black peoples. He was talking to y'all. He was not talking to me. And this is what I mean. You give them an inch, they take a mile. This Black owned in here. Black owned. Black owned. It's matter of fact, I got Black owned books. Books. Black owned. Everything is Black owned with me. I support my people. Matter of fact, forgot, girl. If I wanted my house, my floors, baby, Mop my floors. Black owned. What else did I forget? It's so much stuff in my house that's black owned. Black owned. He was talking to y'all. He was not talking to me. He could never talk to me. I don't go there. I don't go to none of them. Y'all, I don't get my nails done. And I do my kids here, my husband here. Black owned.
All I'm saying is that if you are Asian, before you should even be asking the question about who gets to decide who gets to boycott Asian-owned businesses, we need to be having the conversations in our own spaces about whether or not anti-Black racism needs to be addressed and have those uncomfortable conversations within our communities. Because I have been doing this for years, right? Have you been doing that before you decided to come online and post a video being like, oh, Black Americans are such hypocrites, which they are not. They have a right. Like, they have an absolute right, because we do have rampant anti-Black racism. And before we are willing, like, we need to be willing to take accountability for that before we get to decide whether or not anybody should be boycott. Also, it's not even our decision who gets to boycott. Our role, right? And everybody has different roles under systemic oppression, and something happens, is what can I do in solidarity instead of looking at this situation as an us versus them problem? If you're still looking at it from the lens of an us versus them problem, then you are on Rick Chow's side. And I know that people can say like, oh, well, you know what, like I have such a diverse spectrum of ideas and I see things differently. But when it comes to systemic oppression in a world that is made to be black and white, then if you are going to look at this boycotting situation as, oh, you shouldn't boycott us, why should we have to pay for the sins of this one guy? Like, that's not like the systemic playbook, right? Like when one person does harm, or even if it's a few people doing harm, right? Like, if you think about like slavery in the South, even if it was just a few people, a few families running the whole thing, okay? The systemic issue is still the fact that everybody inherited these core belief systems about certain marginalized groups of people, and we are still perpetuating these ideas, right? Like, the issue is that our ideologies are still there, right? And until we're able to address that, why are we even thinking immediately like, oh, actually, I'm going to argue about boycotting, when you should be looking at yourself in a mirror and being like, hey, I realize that I'm contributing, my community is contributing. How have I seen anti-Black racism manifest in Asian spaces? Like, why are these conversations so difficult to have? I don't know. But they need to be had, right? They exist. They exist. People are doing it, some people are not. But when it comes to the question of solidarity, are you for or against? And if you are for, then have the conversations first before you decide who gets to boycott if you are an Asian person.
And what? Like, this is crazy.
Oh, yeah. I did it like, it hadn't been there that long, but I came up here the other day and stood across the street and got some shots.
This is crazy.
Awesome.
Like, how bold could you be?
I know. You wouldn't think it. It's like I didn't even see it. I saw somebody else out here standing up here looking at it. I was walking down that sidewalk over there. I was like,
it's like premeditated, because it's like we just got the verdict from the Cyrus Department. Hilton. There's no way you could have done that.
And that there, you guys, is the prime reason why we need to stand firm in what it is we're doing when it comes to these Asian businesses that are within our communities. This type of shit right here. They don't care. They don't care. They're only in an uproar right now. It's because they see that their shit is about to blow up. They see the money coming out of their community left and right. They can see it happening. They know that they are too dependent on the black dollar for their businesses to thrive, for their businesses to sustain. That's why they're so outraged with knowing that we are doing a ban of their businesses. Because it's not even a boycott. Will not doing boycott no more. So let's take boycott out of our vocabulary right now. This is a ban. And a ban means we will be no longer engaging with any of their businesses that are within our communities. any of them. This is the shit right here that tells us they could care less about anything that's going on in society surrounding their community. Because how do we have a business that feels okay to have such a image on the window of their establishment? On the window of their establishment. Like, this shit is bold as fuck. North Carolina, who owns this business? Who owns this business, North Carolina? We need to know who owns this business. Drop it in the comments if you know who is the owner of this business. We need to have a conversation. We need to understand what was your intention with this? Because I don't want to hear no shit about it's a joke. It's a play on a movie. What I think it's a play on Don't Be a Menace to Society, one of the parodies movies by the Wayans brothers. I believe that's where that comes from. Yeah, y'all don't get to play with us like that. None of y'all get to play with us like that. See, y'all have gotten too comfortable. And we've allowed y'all to get too comfortable. We've allowed y'all to get too comfortable thinking that y'all can play with us because we put it in our music. We put certain things in our music. The imagery that we depict in movies, etc. Y'all think because y'all can consume it, that y'all can cosplay and act like you about that life. Yeah, y'all, even as a black community, we need to be careful at the type of imagery that we're putting out here. Because then we encounter bullshit like this, and they're going to easily have a way out or a excuse. They're going to be excused. Their apology is going to be riddled with, I had a lapse in judgment. I've consumed this type of, I've supported the black community. I've seen this movie. I've seen that movie. I've purchased the music. I paid to go to concerts. Because we let them in too freely. We let them into our spaces too freely. That this is the type of thanks that we get. A fucking slap in the face. This is wild. This is insane. If you're in North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina to be exact, who owns this business? Drop it in the comments if y'all are familiar with this business from the Greensboro, North Carolina area. And when did that signage go up? When did that imagery go up on that window? Because based off of that video, it's come up recently. And to know what is going on in their neighboring state, right above them in South Carolina, right below them in South Carolina, you knew exactly what you were doing when you put that shit on that window. Drop in the comments, y'all, and let's talk about it. Because we need to know who the owner is of this business and when that shit went up in that window. Let's talk about it.
There is a lot of rising tension between the Asian and Black American community, with Black Americans saying, let's boycott some Asian businesses, and Asian Americans saying, stop attacking our people. And this is all being caused due to the acquittal of Rick Chow in the murder of Cyrus Carmack Belton. And it's upsetting seeing this divide occur, because we should all be, with each other in solidarity as minorities, right? I think we can all agree that Rick Chow should be in prison. He shot and murdered a 14-year-old boy. However, why are we combating that with racism against one another? In my opinion, the only person that wins as the result of us attacking each other, us unfairly discriminating against Black Americans unfairly discriminating against Asian Americans, are the bigots that support Rick Chow being found not guilty. One man's actions should not justify demonizing an entire community. Calling in fake orders to Asian restaurants and boycotting small Asian businesses is not the answer. I discriminate against everybody from Vermont because Chester Arthur is the one that signed the Chinese Exclusion Act? No, I think that's unreasonable. I like Bernie. I hope some justice is served for Cyrus Carmack Belton and his family finds peace.
Asian man that came on TikTok talking about how Black people can go ahead and boycott their businesses, whether it's beauty supply stores and nail salons, and how they can just go over to the white neighborhoods and get money from them. Okay, then go do that. Because if it was so easy for you to be in those neighborhoods, then why weren't you over there to begin with? It's strategically placed for beauty supply stores, nail salons, and liquor stores to be placed in the Black community because you know that's where all the money's going to come from. The Asian man that came on TikTok and said what he said is a prime example of why Black people are boycotting to begin with. They're just exposing what we've always known, this secret weird hatred, this secret weird animosity towards us when we've done nothing to you. I saw another young lady on TikTok talking about how there was xenophobia that was being pushed towards Asian community when Donald Trump had first got elected and Asians were getting beat up in broad daylight. And she was talking about how when Asians were talking about POC solidarity and Black people came to their aid, but now it's shoes on the other foot, they're nowhere to be found, it's our problem and it's our fault. Which is exactly why Black people are boycotting, because we recognize that we can have solidarity for everybody else, but nobody can have solidarity when it comes to us in our community.
So as someone who came from a family business that has actually operated my own family business with my husband, okay, I honestly think that it's okay if the Black community wants to boycott Asian businesses. I mean, I stopped going to nail salons because I didn't like the way that they were talking shit and making me feel uncomfortable, and I felt like I was being discriminated on because I wasn't Vietnamese. I stopped going like at least 5-6 years ago. That's why I started doing my own nails. Now, the Black community has every right to be able to apply their money to wherever it is that they are accepted to, whether it's to their own community or someone else that they personally know. I actually find it very offensive.
Boycott Asian businesses. Look, I know many people are angry. They think justice needs to be served. So they want to boycott Asian businesses. I know emotions are high, and if this is how you think there's going to be some justice, okay, I'm okay with it. But then when does it end? When is it, okay, we've boycotted Asian businesses enough, justice is served, now let's move on. I just personally don't think this is the solution. If anything, it produces more tension, creating some unnecessary race war. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Asian business owners that are like, what happened? Where's all my Black customers? They're just trying to make a living. They're just trying to make money. Now, what's the answer? I don't know. If you have any productive recommendations, please comment below. But personally, I just don't think boycotting Asian businesses achieves anything.
This is why when y'all say Black people can't come together, I just shut my mouth because y'all are showing out on this Asian boycott. Saturday, June the 6th, empty. Nail salons, empty. Y'all are showing out. Now, if you recall, he's the one that told us that we couldn't survive without any Asian-owned, stores in our community, and told us if we did a boycott, he would take away the laundry mats, right? They would not have laundromats for us, as if we don't own washers and dryers in 2026. Now, some of you actually seem to be surprised at the Asian community, some of them anyway, that are really thinking that we're ignorant and too ignorant to have our own. Guys, don't forget about 2023. Do y'all remember in 2023 when they ended affirmative action? And that was in part to the Asian community. They let themselves be pushed to end affirmative action against the Blacks. And people always say against the Blacks as if we're the only community and we're the number one community to benefit from affirmative action. We weren't, but that's a discussion for another day. So in case you didn't know, the Asian American Coalition for Education, along with 60 other Asian American groups, got together and filed several civil rights law complaints against Harvard, okay? And they supported students for fair admissions. Now, if students for fair admissions sound familiar, that's because they are the ones who filed these lawsuits that went to the Supreme Court. President and fellows of Harvard College, and also against University of North Carolina. They combined the two. They said that they felt it was so unjust they were expected to perform higher to get into Ivy League colleges. And that's not the case for everyone, i.e. Black people. They decided to do it in groups so that no one could pick out a specific Asian American to target. But the fact that there were 60 different groups along with the Asian American Coalition for Education speaks volumes. Now, once affirmative action ended, do you think there was a big surge of acceptance into Ivy League colleges for Asian Americans? No, poochie pies. According to the Manhattan Institute, there was a 2% increase across the board of Asian Americans being accepted into Ivy League schools. However, there was a decline in Blacks and Hispanic enrollment. Like other communities, Asian communities seem to forget that they benefit from all the hard work that the Black community has done. And that's okay if you forget. We don't have to remind you because, baby, we just keep doing what we do, which is us. So I'm proud of all you guys standing in solidarity because they're basically calling us stupid as hell, and we're not.
Welcome back to World Moving Trend. Thank you for sticking to us. Please do like and share this video, and please subscribe as well too. I would like to hear from you. What do you think about this? What is your thought about this current situation in the Black community as against the Asian American? Whether you like it or not, a lot is going on, and then whether you like it or not, both communities are going to feel the impact of this decision. Both communities are going to feel the impact of this decision. And then the verdict of the case hasn't favored the Black community. They feel like this man has been given a second chance when he did not deserve it, because he shot the boy at the back and all that. And for goodness sake, the boy only took just bottle of water, and then they are angry and say they are boycotting. And some are also saying that don't let's come to this stage. Don't let's get to this stage. Let's talk about the issue with Rick Chow and then the little boy. But a lot of Black communities have said no, they are going to boycott Asian American products and their services. And like the videos we've seen, we see that truly, to an extent, they are trying their best to do that and all that. I would like to hear from you. What do you think about it? My stand is basically let love lead. Love conquers all. Whether you like it or not, stealing is stealing, and then whether you like it or not, you have the right to defend yourself. However, we do not have a video clip, or whether still we do not have like a video clip of when the boy was shot. But the video clip of what I saw was when the boy ran out of the stand view, or the video coverage in the store, around the store, and that was it. So we can't say that this is what really happened. But at the end, the life was taken. May he rest in peace. May God console his family as well too. So I'd like to hear from you. What do you think about it? What is your stand? Do you think that this boycotting by Black communities is the right action to take? I'd like to hear from you. Cheers. See you on my next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Bye.